What is up, my dolphins? And welcome back to my time at camp. Hopefully the last part that we'll be doing Creaky Bed, why not? So, last time, I'm not even going to wrap up last time because, you know what, just watch the videos. They're pretty much my both previously, videos. So we're in this really gloomy, dinky swamp. It's really dark. And, well, eventually we kind of, just kind of hit a stop. We're kind of like, okay, we need to get a plan here. People are gonna find us. I hear dogs barking like every 7 seconds. We need to, reevaluate what we're doing. We're just kind of sitting there for a few minutes, and, they made it very clear to us that there would be consequences if we kind of broke character on this. And by breaking character, we clearly mean just being like an all-around idiot, a goofball, and just being retarded. But I figured asking to use the bathroom would be too out of character. So, you know what? I was kind of stuck with a moral dilemma. Do I ask her to let me take a piss, or do I just piss my pants? And it didn't take me long. 10 seconds, I just kind of decide, you know what? Fuck it. I pissed my pants. It wasn't because I was scared. It was because I originally had to pee in the first place, and because, yeah, some of the stuff did kind of get to me and make the pee kind of, want to come out a little faster. I wasn't horrified, but I was certainly startled, and that's enough to kind of make my, wiener just want to squirt a little bit more. A little too descriptive. So yeah, I just kind of sit there and piss my pants, and I get very angry. Because remember that greedy piggy that we were talking about earlier, the kind of douchebag, popular Bryce kid that I was talking about? He walks up to her like, "Ma'am, I gotta pee. Can I go in the bushes over here?" She was like, "Yeah, go ahead." Oh, God. What the fuck? Oh. So I'm just kind of sitting there in shame. Bryce comes out. We eventually just decide to keep going forward until eventually we hit another spot. And we meet the frog leader lady. You know that short, white, chubby, stubby chick that I was talking about before that was the leader of my squad? She's in this awkward-looking hood. No, she wasn't the KKK. She was just kind of like in winterish, robish attire. And basically she just kind of sat us around at a fire like, y'all want to escape. She gives us like this huge motivational speech. Like, y'all gonna escape, y'all gonna live for your freedom. She keeps handing people axes. Like, well, not literally. Just go fucking chop his fucking dick off. She basically just kind of like lets people like grab the like handle of an axe. Like, would you kill a white man with this axe? They'd be like, yeah, I would. There's like about 5 people that get lucky enough to touch the handle of an axe. Sadly, I don't. Oh, Johnny got to touch the axe. We just get this huge rundown, and suddenly I feel really, kind of pumped up. I feel inspired. After that, we just eventually kind of walk away, and I'm not sure if there was, like, another just, like, kind of, like, set of plantation owners that we ran into and got captured by again. But even if there was, I don't think it's very memorable because, we just kind of, like every other thing. Oh, now I remember. Yeah, there was. Eventually, we run into Quakers. In case you don't know what Quakers were, they were just kind of like pacifists. They believed that, all slaves should be free and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. The oatmeal, that's a Quaker. So, yeah, we kind of talked to them and stuff, and they're like, okay, you need to go to this nearby town, which by town they meant like 5 houses. You need to walk up to the White House, you need to knock on the door, ask them, are they a friend of a friend? So we do that, we walk over to this place, and like, are you a friend of a friend? And they were like, yeah, we are. Come in. This nice old Quaker lady and stuff, and yeah. But eventually, a bounty hunter comes knocking on the door. She rushes us all upstairs, which just like the tiny little shack, it was just an attic. Just a completely empty attic. We all have to sit up there in dead silence, which is hard because no one, obviously, in 5th grade, like, everyone in 1st grade all the way up to the end of your high school year will never know how to shut up, ever. Just shut the fuck up. Simple. But eventually we didn't get caught. He was like up the stairs to like almost like peek over top, just kinda like raise his head a little bit, like, hey, I see black people. She's just like, oh no, there's nothing out there, come get some tea, hon. And he's just like, I'm Billy Bob Thornton, whatever, I love tea. And mustard biscuits. After the douchebag leaves, she's just kinda like, go, get out of here, scam, hurry, before they catch you. So we go through like another section of, I believe, swamp. Swamp all day, all night, every day. All day, every day. At this point, we've been trudging through this for maybe a little less than an hour and a half. Till you run into yet another lady. Who's like, oh my god, I want to help you guys and all that, blah, 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 blah. Now, remember, at the beginning of this, they made it very clear that whether we get to find our way to freedom or not is based on the choices that we make as a group. Of course, we have to do it all democratically, like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Basically, we had to make the right choices, or else we were just going to get caught, or we wouldn't make it to freedom. So she was like, I'll be back, alright? Basically, the chick's plan was that she was going to pretend to be a captor of us so that she could sneak us across the, kind of like border to get to the northern part of America. So we get this democratic decision, like, okay, who wants to trust her and who doesn't want to trust her? Wow, I just left that open for a minute. I'm so sorry. That was just quiet, wasn't it? Who wants to trust her? Who doesn't want to trust her? The thing is, everyone was pretty much sold on my plan to not trust her because she looked pretty shady, and what the hell was the point of taking the risk anyway? I mean, we can thwart anyone else just by waiting for them to leave and then politely walking out the door. That is how it works! But the thing was, Bryce was like, no, man, she seems trustworthy. And I was like, everyone just instantly hopped on Bryce's dick. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a good idea, Bryce! So at this point, it was like 1 to 10. What are we gonna do? So yeah, me being 1, all of them being 10. By I mean all of them being 10, I mean basically Bryce being 10, because Bryce was just kind of like picking their opinion for them. So, just like the totally correct person that I am, she turned out to be a deceiver. No one ever wants to listen to Ryan. She kind of like, tied us all up, put us all in a little hoop, and said, ha, gotcha. Bitch. She gave us this big speech about how, oh, you've been caught now, y'all going back to your plantation. And then she just bursted out and said, your Underground Railroad experience is now over. At this point, everyone in the freaking group just starts bursting out laughing. The black voices just completely stop, and yeah, yeah, I was completely humiliated because just no one seemed to care. I heard that over half of the groups had gotten to freedom, and we didn't because of Bryce. So I was sitting there listening to this chick pretty much tell us all about how slavery was like back in the day, sitting there all humiliated, butt in the snow. It was starting to drizzle a little bit, actually. I was pretty sad. I was humiliated. Everyone's talking to Bryce. I was trying to make conversation with them. They were just leaving me alone. I had mud on my boots, piss in my pants. I, I was just feeling completely burned. I felt useless. Eventually, we made it back to the cafeteria after everyone was done and stuff, and everyone started telling all their stories of their different experiences and stuff. And basically, I just kind of like pull aside a group of teachers and say, I fucking pissed my pants. I need to separate from the group. I explained to them why I pissed my pants so I didn't just look like a child who got scared. My masculinity has, can't be shattered that easily. Mr. Clifton gives me a pair of pants and says, just make sure, just don't be honest about this, okay? Just go in the bathroom, change. Just don't tell anyone about this, okay? You'll be good, man. You're fine. I'm not judging you. I typically didn't like Mr. Clifton that much. That quarter, he actually gave me a D in his class. I didn't like that. But he was being a real bro this time around. A real man. A real bro. A real brosafina. A real bromosexual. I was like, hell yeah. I walk over to my group of friends and say, hey guys, I pissed my pants. Yeah, I was dumb. It wasn't that blunt. In fact, I said it pretty subtly, but still, I expected my friends not to laugh in my face. I mean, 2 of them did at least. Yeah, I'm pretty sure just 1 or 2. Gavin was one of them. Oh, you flashlight queer. But yeah, this was basically the second day, and it was basically at an end and all of that. We all went to bed and stuff, and yeah, we got to do a high ropes chorus that way I just kind of pussied out of, and yeah, that was basically my camp story. So, did you guys enjoy that little 3-part mini-series? Tell me if I should tell more stories and stuff. That was a very nostalgic moment of my life. I fairly enjoyed it. So yeah, tell me, guys, did you enjoy? Tell me your stories and whatnot, and I love you. Stay wet.